Hi. Welcome back to the Bad Brain Podcast, a space where we're on a mission to heal, grow, and stay sane in this crazy world. I'm your host, Imani, and guess what we're talking about today? You could probably already tell by the title, but today we're going to be talking about something that has shaped so much of my life without me even realizing it at first. Oh my God, I can't even say it. You know, that constant pressure to make sure that everyone is happy, even if it means shrinking yourself or silencing yourself or ignoring your own needs. Yeah, that, gross. For me, people pleasing showed up in little ways, like apologizing when I didn't even do anything wrong. I apologize so much. I say sorry so much. It's ridiculous. Or in bigger ways, like letting other people's opinions define who you think you're supposed to be. That's a big thing. So, in this episode, I want to unpack where all that came from and how it affected my relationships and my sense of self, and the ways I'm learning to break free from it. And maybe give you a few bits of helpful advice on how you can also break free from people pleasing. And remember, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Honestly, I'm still an avid people pleaser. I'm not going to lie about that. I'm still learning. I'm learning how to say no, even when it makes me feel uncomfortable. So we're in this together. If you're interested, stay tuned and let's talk. Take it away, Samara. I didn't even realize I was a people pleaser until I looked back at my childhood. When I was scripting this video, I had to dig deep, so I dug deep. When I was a kid, I wanted everyone to like me. Because what kid doesn't want everyone to like them? If someone was upset, I felt like it was my job to fix it, even if I had nothing to do with the situation. And some of that came from the way I was raised. Well, all of that came from the way I was raised by my mom, because I lived with her full time. She was my full-time parent. Living with her, I got compared to everyone. I got so used to being compared to others and being told that I wasn't like them. You're not doing it like them, Imani. You're not them, Imani. They're getting better grades than you, Imani. Yes, I know. I don't even like school. God. It was always, you should be more like that person or more like that person. I got so sick of hearing that. And honestly, I started to believe it. When you grow up like that, when you grow up in an environment like that, you start believing that love and approval are things that you have to earn, not things that you deserve just for being you. And being compared to so many people, being compared to even your family members, because my mom's favorite person to compare me to was my cousin. She always compared me to my cousin and made sure that I knew that my cousin was better than me in so many ways. It sucked, but it was my life. It took me a while to realize that. I used to try so hard to make everyone happy, especially my mom, since she was the main person comparing me to everyone. People pleasing started in childhood, but I didn't even notice it until adulthood. That's when I realized that it was hard for me to say no. It was so hard for me to say no to people. I always wanted to be reliable. I always wanted to seem like a good person. I'm putting quotes around that. I always wanted to seem like a good person to everyone. Sometimes people pleasing looks like saying yes when you want to say no, trying to be everything to everyone.
I can't be everything to everyone.
Shout out to Renee Rapp. I love that song. The name of the song is called Everything to Everyone, if you were wondering. But I digress. And when I'm in that people pleasing mode, I feel upset. I feel angry. I feel resentful. I don't really feel anxious or guilty towards anyone, but I feel guilty towards myself. Mainly because deep down I know that I never wanted to do that thing in the first place. So, people pleasing has affected my relationships a lot. We're moving fast here. People pleasing has affected my relationships a lot. Everyone just thinks I can be everything to them. People Everyone just thinks I can be everything to them. People think that they can call me for anything. People think that they can always, well, that I'm always going to be the yes person. I used to think that it was a good thing, but it hasn't been. Especially in my mid to late 20s, it was draining me. It really drained me, and it made me resent people. A ton of people. I don't have a lot of friends now, and that's mainly because I stopped saying yes to everyone. A lot of people stopped hanging out with me. A lot of people stopped talking to me because I stopped being that person to them. Even my family, for example, my dad, he thinks that I'm supposed to say yes to everything because he has health problems. He had a stroke, a heart attack, and he had prostate cancer. And while I want to help him, and while I want for him to recover, he has to do things for himself. So when I tell him no, he doesn't like that. He calls me names sometimes, and it it hurts, but I'd rather be called names and watch him help himself, watch him recover, than to sit here and coddle him like everyone else does while he just sits there and rot in his area. And in romantic relationships, ugh, whenever I said no, I was always gaslit into thinking I was a bad person. Like I didn't love them because I said no. What type of logic is that? Sometimes, okay, maybe I should have chosen better partners in my late teens and early 20s, but that's what my dating experience looked like. Like if I refused to be intimate with my ex-boyfriend at the time because I wasn't in the mood or something, he would make me feel bad about it. He'll be like, "You don't love me. You don't love me because you don't want to do anything with me." I'm tired. I don't want to do anything. But then I would eventually end up doing it because I felt bad. Because I didn't want him to leave me for someone who would do it. But now, in my late 20s, I'm just like, why? You don't have to satisfy anyone's needs except your own. If you don't want to do something, don't do it. And a moment that stuck out to me was when I was living in, I don't think I want to say the state. I've moved around a lot, but okay. One moment that really stuck out to me was the family I live with, the mom, she left for a week for a business trip, right? She left for a week for a business trip, and they wanted me to play mom. That meant me taking over her chores, cooking, cleaning, literally cleaning up after grown ass men. And I didn't want to do that. What the fuck? I'm sorry. Like, what do I look like? When I told them no, they got upset. And they called her. They called her and they told on me. So she called me personally and she asked me if I could just do it because she knew that they weren't going to do it. I tried to explain to her, why would I have to do this? They aren't children. They are grown men. They can clean up after themselves. But she kind of brushed that off and guilted me into doing it. She didn't do it purposely. I don't think she meant. I don't think she meant any malice by it. I don't think she meant to manipulate me. But she just basically said that she basically asked me to just do it because I'm staying at her house and it's the least I can do because she's not there. So so I ended up doing it. I ended up cleaning, not because I wanted to, but because I kind of felt forced. And at that moment I felt extremely resentful. I wanted to leave that house because why am I cleaning up after 3 grown ass men? But that moment stuck with me. I still love them. I love them. But that moment it stuck with me. I used to think people pleasing was connected to my self-worth. That saying yes proved my value. Like what? No. That the more I said yes, the more people would see me as reliable. The more they'd like me. But then I just realized the opposite. The more I said yes, the less I liked myself. I felt lost. And I didn't even know who I was because all my energy was going into pleasing others. I wasn't even trying to please myself. And that only made me feel drained even more and more resentful. And honestly, I felt disconnected from myself and others. So that's a small part of my story. The biggest lesson I want you to take away from this is don't let other people's opinions control you. Always think about yourself first. Think about how it's going to make you feel in the long run. If you know you want to say no, say no. Don't say yes. If you hesitate before saying yes, that's a sign. Always say no unless it's a definite yes. I'm still working on this myself. I am, and it's hard. Just today I caught myself people pleasing. I caught myself in people pleasing mode. I couldn't say no to helping my dad out with I couldn't say no to helping my dad out with something, and it kind of spiraled into him asking me to do this task and this task and this task. And some things that he wanted me to do were kind of ridiculous, but I did them anyway because he needed help. But halfway through me running around like a chicken with my head cut off, I stopped myself and I realized I don't have to do this just because I'm here. So I told him no. He was upset, but he accepted it, and I felt strong. Like, what could he possibly do if I say no? And that's the question. That's actually a question that I ask my little sister a lot. She thinks that she's so afraid to approach people and ask them questions, and I'm just like, what's the worst that they can say? No, right? So I have to take my own advice. When you know you want to say no, just say no. If it's not a wholehearted yes, say no. If it's not a wholehearted yes, then it's a no. N-O. Serve yourself first, because if you're not happy, how are you supposed to make everyone else happy? If you're not showing up for yourself, how are you supposed to show up for anybody else? All right. All right. That's today's episode. Thank you for listening, and thank you for letting me share this and for being on this journey with me. If this resonated with you in any kind of way, share it with someone who you believe needs to hear it. That's it. Bad brain, big heart, you're in the right place. I can't wait to see you in the next episode. Bye. I kind of feel like I stole that from Bailey Sarian, and I don't think this is long enough.